Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sonal's life. Now, I'm hoping that this gets to you on the day of the show because we have just had New Japan's, I guess, one of their flagship shows of the year, the New Japan Power Struggle show. Now, this has been the culmination of the Super Junior Tag League. Now, I'm sorry that I've not done a separate review for that. For anyone who hasn't watched it, it was 10 teams of Super Juniors or Junior Heavyweight coming together to battle out for a chance at the IWGP Junior Tag Championships at Wrestle Kingdom against War Dogs. So that is Clark Connors and Dan Maloney. Now, if you need any update, if you listen to Ace Techers, so on Wrestle In, me and SP3, we had a look over the matches that have happened because I've watched it all. If you need any recommendations, any of the Desperado and Wato matches were phenomenal, similar with Catch 2-2. Going into the finals, so this will lead up to what I'm going to speak about today, it was Catch 2-2, so Akira and TJP, who made it to the final versus House of Torture, Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Sho. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the entire card. We are on the road to Wrestle Kingdom, so there's been some huge developments. So yeah, let's get going. So as always, we start with quite a few multi-man matches. So I got up at 8, so I actually missed it, but there was a pre-show match between Bolton Oleg, the DKC and Taguchi versus, and I think they are from Dragon Gate. So it was Mochizuki Jr., Yoshiko Kato and Strong Machine J. So I didn't know what happened there. We'll definitely go back and watch it. But we started off with a tag match. So it was Oscar Lube and Yuto Nakashima, so the Young Lions, versus the Empires, Callum Newman and Jeff Cobb. Kind of shocking that Jeff Cobb doesn't have a bigger match on this card, but it all leaded up to a very nice... Let's say Jeff Cobb had his money's worth today on the show. As expected, the Empire got the win. A really nice match showcasing the Young Lions. While I'm still on the fence about what we can see from Yuto Nakashima, Oscar Lube has definitely been impressing, and I can definitely see him being a future champion at some point. Things then got slightly chaotic. So after the Super Junior Tag League, we had a fatal 4-way between 4 of the teams included. Now, at first, and I don't know if this is a good thing, I thought it was sort of like a default of like a triple threat for Wrestle Kingdom. So whoever wins this is gonna face War Dogs at Wrestle Kingdom along with whoever won the Tag League. So because we had El Desperado and Master Wato, Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita, and Yo and Musashi. So obviously Musashi is from Dragon Gate. And their 3 teams were facing Clark Connors and Maloney. Now, it was even more chaotic because there was like no tags in it. It was, is it a tornado tag? That's how they do it, where literally whoever's in is in. And I keep saying this, I'm going to reiterate, when it comes to multi-man matches, not just obviously we see the 5 versus 5, 4 versus 4. When it comes to like having multiple teams, the juniors do it the best. This was truly chaotic from the very beginning. We got to see, so during the tag league, Yo and Musashi have been walking the ropes with their opponents. So that was good. They did that again. And then Robbie and Fujita tried it. Didn't go well. We had some issues with the, you know, the wrestler eggs, as I like to say. But they're really nice. Despy and Wato working really well together. At the start, if you've been watching it, you know that Wato's had these t-shirts printed and he's wanted Despy to wear them, but Despy's thrown them into the crowd, throwing them at Wato. And here there was some sort of mutual respect as Despy like hung it to his pants, which is quite a lot. And obviously Clark Connors and Dan Maloney were very good heels. While they had a very disappointing tag league, I think it was 4 wins and 5 losses or the other way around. And they lost actually to both Despy, Wato and Fujita and Robbie. Like, they were showing up and showing off. They are very good heels. So, you know what? Decent. In the end, I at first thought that maybe Despy or Wato would pin up one of the champions to get a shot at Wrestle Kingdom. That wasn't the case, and we'll figure out why later. But in the end, Despy Wato did get the win by pinning Fujita, who, by the way, has been another MVP of the Super Junior Tag League. He has come back. He has teamed with Robbie. They've picked up some losses. They've picked up some wins. But he has really showed up and showed off. And you know what? I really hope, and I keep saying this, that Fujita will stay in the junior division, because I said this with Narita. I even thought with Uemura for a second that they could have thrived in the junior division. We have so much fresh blood. We've got Akira, Kevin Knight, so many young wrestlers in the junior division, but I think we need some homegrown talent. Have some of the young lions stay in the junior division, and I think Fujito will absolutely shine. We then had some more tag matches. So we had a 6-man, so it was Tama Tonga, Kushida and Kevin Knight versus Shingo Takagi, Bushi and Titan. Another really good match. It was obviously hyping up for Shingo versus Tama. There were some really nice interactions between the junior heavyweights. You know, Bushi, the electrician, he got pinned, I think. I don't have the results, so this is completely wrong. Because the earlier tag matches are kind of like, I'm forgetting to an extent. But yeah, no, it was a really good match. I honestly think like Kevin Knight, if he can sort of, it's similar to what I used to say with Wato. If he can tone down his like energy, he will really be a strong junior. He is probably the tallest and the biggest in the division. Maybe sort of being rivaled by Dan Maloney. And I truly think that is going to be phenomenal. And yeah, it was really nice. I think we might be getting Tama versus Shingo at Wrestle Kingdom for the defense because they were squaring up. But yeah, overall, a really good match. We then had another tag match. So this is, again, a lead up to Wrestle Kingdom. So it was just 5 guys. It's Sanada, so IWGP champion, and Yuya Uemura facing, obviously, Tetsuya Naito, who has the rights to challenge him, and Yota Tsuji. Now, this was another amazing match. They even mentioned on commentary, maybe Sanada's reign hasn't been up to standard. As you can see, I've changed my layout. We now have Sanada, Doki and Despy on the wall. Sorry, Jay, you got demoted, but you're still there. Yeah, this was really good. We had some really nice moments between Sanada and Naito. And obviously the main thing, and I guess it's not the main thing, but for me, the interactions between Tsuji and Uemura. When they were both young lions, they were together. Like, if you follow the young lion system, you know that there are normally pairs. So in the past, we've had Finlay and Jay, Sho and Yo, Shota and Narita, and similarly here we had Uemura and Tsuji. So yeah, some really good interactions, and I think that this is the start of what we can see between them, because here we saw one of them get pinned, which is very different to what we had at the America show where it went to a time limit draw. I think this is going to be the consensus with those two, that while they have not become besties like Narita and Shota, and they probably never will because of the differing factions, we are going to see a rivalry similar to what we saw in their Young Lion days, but even heightened. So yeah, that was all the tag matches with literally no implications involved. Really good. If you don't want to watch them all, I definitely recommend going to watch the Naito, Tsuji versus Sanada and Uemura, and also the Fatal 4-Way Crazy Tornado tag. We then had an anomaly on the card. It was a special singles match between Tanga Loa and David Finlay. Now, if anyone doesn't know the background behind it, because it is the weird as fuck match, basically at Royal Quest, which I attended, and you should go and watch my vlog, and there was a tag match and Tanga Loa pinned Finlay. Now, I will say, Tanga Loa looked much better than he has in recent matches, especially during the G1, because he just came back from surgery. Finlay won, but I just didn't see the point. It was very dangerous. Like, at one point, Tanga Loa just, like, flung Finlay out and, like, he went through the barricades to open the fence. I just kind of didn't see the point of it. And, yeah, I am the biggest Finlay advocate. Have been my entire time watching New Japan. But I am just not feeling it right now. We then got up to the big matches. So, the next one is, well, it's not a title match, but it's a special singles match. So if anyone watched, was it Royal Quest? No, okay, so basically, Shota challenged Ospreay for the IWGP UK title, and we'll talk about that later. And Ospreay basically went, yes, but you need to get your dad Moxley because Okan wants a match with him. So they had a special singles match. Now, at first, it was really weird because they were fighting outside, so it went to a time limit draw. And Mox was like, I didn't travel all the way to Japan, so they had a falls count anywhere. And you know, guys, while I do love a bit of fun, I'm quite traditional. I do not like the blood, I do not like these gimmick matches. However, this was phenomenal. Moxley obviously was bleeding within like the first 3 minutes. But so much went on. I've always had my things that I think Okan deserves more. He deserves more wins. Obviously, he didn't win this, but I saw this passion out of Okan that we've probably not seen in a long time. They went out into the crowd. At one point, like, Moxley managed to push Okan down the stairs. He also cut off his ponytail. which again is like a big thing. We saw them doing submissions on the outside, power offense. It even started as soon as this match was set. Okan took Mox out and hit him onto a barricade. There was blood, there was torture. The crowds, the Osaka crowds were loving it. They were cheering and chanting because I think all of the match, once like the second bell rang, was done outside the ring. So they were literally up close and personal with everything going on. And I like that like Okan has been he's been floundering a bit. But we saw him bring out an even more aggressive side to Jon Moxley. Obviously, we know he's aggressive anyway. But you could see that like anger in him, and Okan was the same. And yeah, in the end, Moxley got the win. But I really think that this, while I always say that Okan needs a win for a turning point, this is definitely going to be a turning point for him in his career. We then got up to like the implication matches, the title matches. So we started off with a match for the Never 6-man titles. So it was champions, so the weird ass Hontai Chaos combination of Okada, Ishii and Tanahashi versus TMDK's Zack Sabre Jr., Shane Haste and Mike Nichols. First thing I'm going to say, so Robbie Eagles was on commentary. As colour commentator, I'm going to say, not just in this match, but I'm just bringing it up because TMDK. Robbie Eagles on colour commentary is phenomenal. Like, he was giving so much insight and also his links to all of the wrestlers and his knowledge. So obviously, we know Robbie's been around a bit. He was in Bullet Club, then Chaos, and now TMDK, which made him perfect for this match. Now, I'm going to say this. While Tanahashi, Ishii, and Okada have never been the best of friends, and so this team has been a bit weird, they have done so much for these Never titles. I made a little mistake in the Ace Techers episode and I said they hadn't lifted the prestige. I didn't mean it in that way. I meant like, because they've had some phenomenal matches and this was no different. I just meant going into this, I wanted a sense of cohesion from the champions. And I thought TMDK was perfect for this. Now, the match itself was phenomenal. There was interactions between all of the different ones. So we had Ishii and Zack to start with. They had some beautiful sequences during that. Go and watch it. Mikey Nichols and Tanahashi, Shane Haste and Okada. And what I love is all 6 men are so different in their style. We saw tag team offense from obviously Shane and Nichols. We saw the power from Ishii, the athleticism of Zack and Tanahashi, and obviously the bendy Wendy Zack Sabre Jr. Like at one time, Ishii though even took a page out of Zack Sabre Jr.'s book with like a transition into a rolling predicament. And what I love is, so we know that in New Japan, Okada, Tanahashi, Ishii and Zack are 4 of the best. However, Nichols and Shane Haste were not the weak links in this. They were phenomenal and they played on this like tag team, because compared to everyone else in that ring, they had the most tag team experience. Now, what was shocking, and I think this will lead to another Wrestle Kingdom implication, is that Zack Sabre Jr. did not win. No, he actually got pinned by Hiroshi Tanahashi. So obviously the champions retained, and with Tana pinning Zack, is this now a certified New Japan World Television Title Championship? Is it going to be on the road to Wrestle Kingdom? Is it going to be at Wrestle Kingdom? We will have to wait and see. And if that wasn't enough, if you're like me and you haven't watched AEW, you won't know this. But Okada has been on a reign of terror. He basically had a match with Bryan Danielson and broke his orbital bone. You know, a few months after breaking his arm. And basically after the match ended, a VT came up and Bryan Danielson was there and basically challenged Okada for a match at Wrestle Kingdom. And he was like, he did a whole thing and his answer was yes. So look, we've got matches set. Matches are put up for Wrestle Kingdom and that is one of them, which is going to be exciting. We then had the Best of Super Junior final. No, Super Junior Tag final. So Show versus Catch 2-2. Now, actually, probably House of Torture's best match they've ever had. To start, there was a lot of amazing offense. Now, Show and Kanemaru obviously going for the dirty tactics. But bearing in mind, and this is something that both Akira and TJP have really emphasized, is that they were injured going into this match. TJP had tape on his back, like entire collarbone, shoulder blades. And Akira was also taped up on his shoulder. And obviously House of Torture really played on that. Now I want to say, and I put this on social media at wrestling_chat, that Show's gimmick is perfect. On commentary, they have made out that he is mad, a lunatic, almost similar to when Jay came back for like the Switchblade. However, I wish that Gator would allow Show to be this character, but also to wrestle well, because he had some very good offense. They were targeting the body parts. Show and Kanemaru were also working very well together. Now, it's a House of Torture match. Obviously, we saw Evil, Yujiro and Dick Togo get involved. They got involved at the start, but the two Catch 22 guys managed to sort it out. However, the Empire have learned. It was within seconds of the House of Torture trying to get involved, like halfway through the match, that Callum Newman and Jeff Cobb made an appearance. Now, at first, Callum Newman went after Dick Togo and actually managed to get Bolton Oleg to help and carry out Dick Togo from the arena. Similarly, Jeff Cobb was seen like in a fireman's carry, carrying like Evil out. And obviously with it much more on an Evil playing field. And what I loved is that, because obviously he's going through an injury, TJP got a slug of whiskey and actually shot it at Kanemaru. That helped Catch 22 get the win. Not just cementing themselves as Super Junior Tag Champions, but also their place at Wrestle Kingdom, which is really good because they've had this vendetta against the War Dogs. Now, obviously, as they were going to celebrate, the War Dogs came out and attacked them, but I'm very excited for this match. We then had the IWGP Junior Championship. So this was Hiromu Takahashi, the champion, versus Ishimori. Now, obviously, Hiromu was the reason Ishimori was out injured for a while, so he came back and basically attacked him, and this is how this match was set. Now, some people went into this thinking they weren't really interested, and to an extent, maybe it wasn't one of Hiromu's best. However, this was a very solid match. Hardly any cheating, Ishimori proving why he is such an amazing wrestler, and that you can be Bullet Club without all the cheating. They know each other so well. There was a few missteps, and I don't know whether this kind of actually worked well into the storyline, because you could see how much these two knew each other. These two have an animosity against each other. So it worked. And like, there was so much different offensive speed, danger, strength. Because I think, as like Ishimori's getting on, he's in his 40s, I believe. He's been around for so long. He is still in tip-top condition. And that showed in this match. In the end, Hiromu got the win, and he actually didn't win the time bomb too. It was sort of like a roll-up pinning predicament. And what I like, and I hope he continues to use this, is one, it's safer than him keeping hitting the time bomb too, which seemingly like he had some troubles with early on in the match, similar with the time bomb. But also it showed the urgency that happened. And so yeah, Hiromu got the win. After that, he was like, wait, is anyone going to do a VT? Is someone going to challenge me? But he picked his own opponent. And Despy was out on commentary, and he basically called him out. You know, one of my favourite feuds is Despy versus Hiromu. It's like a love-hate relationship, the fairy tale that we all love. Now, while I'm sad that this obviously means that we're not going to get Despy Wato at Wrestle Kingdom, I am really looking forward to it. So Despy went in the ring, and he was like, I think he said something about surgery. He was like, I'm having surgery, so I'm not going to do the warm-up matches. Don't get like Taguchi or anyone involved. But yeah, he was like, okay, that. Which basically means, yeah, he's doing it. So yeah, another match set for Wrestle Kingdom. And I know that Hiromu is going after this record of Jushin Thunder Liger, but I would love, and I guess I'll talk about this nearer to Wrestle Kingdom, I would love to see Despy win at Wrestle Kingdom. Now, I have rushed through the matches because we are on to the main event. And I've got like a match of the year contender, but I guess this might be my personal opinion of my love for both Shota and Ospreay. But it was a match for the IWGP UK/US title. So Ospreay came out with 2 belts, one with the US, one with the UK symbol. Wow. Okay, so this went, I think, around 40 minutes. So they said it's the longest, I think the longest match that Ospreay has had for that title, or at least like it's Shota's longest match. And from start to end, it was phenomenal. Like, I feel like I will miss out some amazing parts of it, because from start to end, there was so much action, to the point where when there was like the call for the 35-minute mark, I was like, what? It was vicious. So at the start, Ospreay probably thought, this is a bit of like a piss take. Like, I've beaten Shota before. Everyone has beaten Shota before. But this almost gave Shota a newfound energy. Similarly with the fact that, like, he was showing an attitude. He went outside. There were tables. Like, it was full-on aggression. Now, I'm going to point out some of the big parts because, like I said, I can't really tell you everything that happened because there was so much. There was a point where Shota was like pounding Ospreay's head into a table. There was a moment where literally Shota was on top of Ospreay and like pounding him down, and then that swapped. Shota threw a table at Ospreay. Like, not got the table because there was obviously a tiger driver from Ospreay to Shota Umino into 2 tables. That was epic. But Shota started this by throwing a table at Ospreay. Ospreay was throwing out his best stuff. The strength. He was bringing out os cutters. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a 450 twisting senton moonsault thing. Again, beautiful work of art. And what I want to point out is that it got to about 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes in, and Ospreay cranked it up a level. He realised that Shota Umino wasn't someone to pass by. Shota was almost taking every piece of offense that Ospreay was giving and using it for adrenaline. Like, I think towards the end, there was one point where, like, Shota hit a Death Rider out of adrenaline. And then out of adrenaline on Ospreay's, he hit with the Hidden Blade to obviously end up with getting the win. Now, yeah, Ospreay won. Phenomenal. We know Ospreay can put on 5-star matches, match of the year contenders. I'm going to give this to Shota Umino. Wow. So, you know, I've always loved Shota Umino. I've done artwork, I've met Shota, I've supported him while he was in Japan as a young lion and here in the UK on excursion. But I've told you my grievances about him coming back. He came back with this big expectations. Didn't really live up to it. Seemed to be a Tanahashi and Naito combination. He has moved away from that. He has proved that if Ospreay does decide to leave, because Tony Khan hates me, yeah, Shota can be that guy who takes the place of Ospreay. We have been praising Yota Tsuji. Even Uemura has made a big, like, entrance and a big return. But Shota's almost he's moved to the background. This match has cemented just how good he is. And yet, while Ospreay shined and made this match amazing, I feel like that's what we expect from Ospreay. He is the 5-star man, the man with the most 5-star matches this year than anyone. Shota is just a 26-year-old who has just recently, last year, returned from excursion and lost in his match against Naito. I couldn't be prouder watching him as someone who has seen him from his young lion days to now. Yeah, it was a phenomenal match, an amazing way to end an actually amazing card. Now, after that, if anyone who didn't watch it halfway through and were like, Shota was going to give up, Moxley came out. So after the match, it seemed like Moxley was going to challenge Ospreay. Then David Finlay came out, had a bit of a temper tantrum, got out a mallet and started banging the belts, then did a promo. What does that mean for the US-UK title? Several options. We have a triple threat. Finlay versus Moxley versus Ospreay for the title at Wrestle Kingdom, which will be interesting because I don't think the US title has ever had a multi-man match. 2. Destroying the belts brings back the IC title, the much-loved Intercontinental belt, which I would happily take. And seems like it could happen because I feel like other wrestlers have also teased the return of the Intercontinental title. Shota, Tsuji, so many people. That or like, I don't know, I feel like those are the only 2 options. But, I mean, it makes sense. You need to have something big. Finlay was talking about ruining everything that Ospreay had created, his legacy with this US-UK belt. So I think it works. Though, considering his win was against Tangaloa, I don't know if he has the right to it. And the fact that it looked like a temper tantrum. But it was like a nice way. Oh God, sorry. It was a nice way to end the show. We had 3 really like, not 3 big wrestlers, but 3 guys who really want to get pushed to the forefront of New Japan. So we'll see how that works on the end, like on the road to Wrestle Kingdom. Now, I know this is long, but the show went on for much longer. I think it finished at about what, 12:30, so it's like 4.5 hours. But it was phenomenal. Now, I've rambled on for you for about 25 minutes. So now it's your turn to talk to me. Let me know your thoughts on the card. Like I said, there are so many matches being set for Wrestle Kingdom. What are your thoughts going towards, we've got World Tag League, we've got the Road to Wrestle Kingdom, and then January 4th. Let me know your thoughts. Your favourite matches, did anything not live up to your expectations? Let me know in the comments, on social media at wrestling_chat, and while you are there, make sure to hit like, share with your friends, and hit subscribe, that little notification button, because like I said, there is so much going on the road to Wrestle Kingdom, and I will be there following everything that happens with New Japan. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Oh look, that's how long I've been speaking for. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!